Whoa! Hello everybody, welcome to another edition at King Joe's Comic Log. Well, today's another unboxing video, and this should be the last unboxing video I have for at least a week. Pretty much everything I ordered has came in the mail. And these are all books that I haven't put away yet because today I went to my father's and I actually filled up my car with more stuff in the attic. I actually found my 8 missing Star Wars plates with the heroes on, so I'm like, yay, that's good, because that was over $1,000 worth of plates that disappeared, and I didn't know where they were. My dad found them. I just wish he could find the other stuff I had. So I brought some more boxes of miscellaneous junk down. I started bringing my Playboys, but as I was going through them, because I have every book from 1966 to 2001 I know solid, so I shouldn't be missing an issue from that time period. And I know my 1967 was missing one issue when I was going through it, and I'm like, okay. But my unboxing, let me just do these real quick, get them out of the way. Careful. Where is this? Okay, Irresistible #4, yay! Really nice cover too. Well, at least I finally got that off that dude. And what's in this? Oh boy. I should do a thing on how to pack comics the right way. Usually when I tape comics, I try to put a flap on one side of the tape so you can pull them off. So far it makes it easier for unboxing and taking them out. Yes, I got 3 Zenescope exclusives. Call of Wonderland #3. Fan Expo exclusive. Grimm Fairy Tales issue 77. Fan Expo exclusive. And I got Grimm Fairy Tales issue 76. Fan Expo Canada exclusive. And let's see what this is. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. That's a double. Okay. Well, this is a Bad Girl lot I won. Starts off with Liberty Comics #1 by Image, which, if I didn't know better, that looks like Danger Girl, but Then I got Vampirilla, Chains and Change of Chaos with the Rook starring Vampirilla #1. #3, which I need #2 now. Then I got Brimstone Comics, the Vampiress Luxura #1. Then Miss Lady Mystic, which I just got the whole series last week, so this is a double for me to trade. Then High Impact Studios lingerie issue. Woohoo. Then I got Cirrus Dawn #1, which I don't know if I have this one or not. I have to check. Hero Comics number. I have no clue. It doesn't have a number on the cover. But it says the Hero Initiative Benefit Book. And that is a tempting cover. Good old. Then I have Phantom issue 4, cover A. Atomic Angels #4. Atomic Angels #2. And Atomic Angels. Oh, we have here, was it two? Yeah, 2 different books. Two copies. Atomic Angels #1, 2 copies. So I'll throw one up on a double pile. Then Personality Comics presents Pauline Presnovich. You probably remember her. She was a Sports Illustrated swimsuit model. She married Rick Ocasek from the Cars. Little trivia there. She was big in the 80s. Then what's this one? Heavy Hitters Epic Comics. Sax and Violins. It looks like a real shitty book, but we'll have to see. Oh yeah, and then good old Playboy is the Barbie Twins. I didn't particularly care for them. Cat Claw from Eternity #1. And the Bad Girls of Blackout #1. I think I actually have a different Bad Girls of Blackout issue, so. But that does it for that. There's my unboxing video for today. Now I want to talk about my contest, and I'll tell you, I was telling Loki Goblin I was going to tell him a story. If I can remember what the story was about. Oh, Walmart. I'll tell the story first. Years ago, when I was buying my Star Wars figures, Walmart used to have a store in Dixon City where when they opened it, I was there on the opening night, and that's when Episode 1 came out, Star Wars. And they had some, like, the other figures, and they had some short print figures, and I felt bad because I ended up getting one of every figure. I managed to get in the line and start pulling them off the shelves. And there was a big mad rush for them. And there was a kid crying, and I felt sorry for the kid, and he wanted the figure I had in my hand, which was one of the short prints. So I gave him the kid, and the kid ran over to his father, and he goes, "Here, Daddy, that sucker gave me that figure." Well, right then and there, I knew the father because I didn't know who the kid was because I never saw him at the shop before when I was there. But the kid's father owned a comic book store on the site, and of course, the kid just wanted, it wasn't for him to collect. It was for his father to sell. And I never got that figure. In fact, that was one of the main things why I got out of collecting figures back then in the 90s, because of stuff like that. A lot of the comic book dealers in the area started going up and schmoozing the managers of the stores like KB, Toys R Us, Kmart. They would say, "Well, if these cases come in, let me have a call and let me know." So every time stuff came in, the dealers would scarf them up, and they would know people that worked there who would work in the department, and they'd kick them a couple bucks, and they would get prime pick of the litter. And it's nice when you pay $7 a figure and you turn around and sell it for $25, $30. But, I used to like it better when there was a set of 12 figures, and they had a case of 24, and every case had 2 figures in it. There was no variant. There was no, if you wanted a set, everybody worked for sets. The same thing with baseball cards back then. You know, stuff was a lot simpler when we were kids. Now it makes it hard. I can understand why kids don't want to play with toys or collect toys or anything. They make it too friggin' hard. Used to be when you wanted superheroes, you can get every superhero. You can have the whole Justice League. You can have the whole Legion of Doom. You can have Doctor Doom and all the Masters of Evil. Or you can have all the Avengers. You can put them together. Now it's like you get a set, they come out with waves, and it's like Series 1. They'll have 12 figures. And then out of the 12 figures, 2 will be short prints. And if you're a kid's lucky if he gets them. Because most of us adults sit there and they go, oh yeah, it's going to be worth money. It's like, I actually think a lot of adults are robbing kids of their childhood. I really do say that, and I don't care if anybody dislikes, but it's the truth though. You know, we hoard stuff, we put it on the thing. It's crazy. Well, look at us. Who basically collects comic books anymore? Adults. And we pay $3.99, $4.99, $5.99 for a book. Well, you think a 10-year-old kid can pay that money for a book? No. So, are we actually destroying the hobby for future generations? You know, I'd be like, no, you're not. Well, you know what? Yeah, we are. But I already know there'll be people detracting what I say. But, you know, that was a story about how I went to Walmart, felt sorry for a kid, gave him a... I swear to God, I thought it was Jet Porter, but it was a short print figure, and the kid went to it and said, "That sucker." And ever since then, a kid could be crying, I won't give a kid a thing, because I'm never going to get put in that position again. And it's to this day, I still don't have that one figure. But now back to my contest. Yes, there are exactly, let me go to the last page, 109 pictures on my contest. Now, I was told that some people can't read, some of them. Well, at 5.57, I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's a picture of a mechanized hero, and I want to know what's the name of the hero. You can give me, you know, the short name, what you call, or you can go, you know, Defender of the Universe, and I asked, what planet does he protect? Because they actually haven't changed the planet name from the old series to new. It's always the same planet. Now, you know, I actually went through it. I actually decided, because my friends were complaining, well, this is a real hard test. So, I took the thing from scratch. I ended up going online, getting my Microsoft Word opened it up, put the video on, opened up another window, and I clicked on IMDb and Wikipedia. Now, I knew all the shows, so that helped me getting the cast, you know, by. So between the two of them, it took me an hour and a half to finish all my questions between the two of them. The thing is, do you know the show? I could actually sit there and go through all these guys and name 95% of them off the top of my head without even have to looking at this. And eventually, if nobody gets this, I will probably extend it or cut it down. But then the prices ain't going to be as much. Because I'm trying to get you guys into like, oh, wonder what the hell that is. I put some Japanese animation from when I was a kid in the 80s. In fact, one of them was one of the first Japanese animation that hit the United States from when I was a kid in the 70s. I used to watch it, and I loved it. And that's one picture that's up there. Another thing was I used to watch WPIX Channel 11. It used to come in on my... Back, we didn't have cable. So whatever came in over the airway at my house, I watched. And one of the channels we got was WPIX New York. And I watched a lot of, like, Sinbad the Golden Journey. They had the one show that I have up there with the two girls and the pink guy in the middle. I found out later on that was only done for the New York audience. Up until the 80s when it went nationwide syndication, it only lasted 2 years. But still, it still managed to make it nationwide, so that's why I decided to keep it there. Now, everybody knows the guy holding the trolley. At least I hope so. He was on for 20-some years, 30 years. I plan on making another contest just like this when I hit 250 subscribers. And I'm still going to only have about 100 pictures. But you guys think this one's hard. I had stuff that I actually left out because I thought you guys would never get it. You know, I watch shows, The Land of the Giants, The Time Tunnel, you know, 60s, 50s, you know, 70s. I could have freaking blown people away. Movies, Nosferatu, you know, movies that that started it, that constantly keep making. Because a lot of people don't realize a lot of the movies you get in Hollywood today are actually remakes. Look at that. They're starting to do a whole bunch of remakes of 80s films. Red Dawn. Like, please. Total Recall. You know, The Terminator. I heard they're going to reboot Daredevil and all the Marvel. I'm like, you just had them. Wait a decade. They made Cleopatra twice. Ben-Hur twice. The Ten Commandments. You know, black and white version, colored version. And to this day, some of those films, to me, I'll watch the Ten Commandments every Christmas and every Easter. Like that. I still think it's one of the greatest movies ever made. One of the reasons why I did this, too, is so you guys know, you know, besides Disney's Tarzan, the last Tarzan movie was with, I think it was Casper Van Dien or somebody like that. It was like a B-rated movie. They haven't done a big budget one since Tarzan Lord of the Apes with Bo Derek. You know, they've done, you know, low budget. But I remember watching Johnny Weissmuller back. They were done in what, in the 40s, I think they were. My big point is there's so much that the kids nowadays miss and don't realize. A lot of these black and white television shows and movies are just as good as today as they were when they first aired. The Twilight Zone, Rod Serling, come on. I actually was going to put a picture of one of Alfred Hitchcock's movies on, which only a diehard movie fanatic would probably guess that, Lifeboat, because I actually had the picture of the whole lifeboat with the whole crew in there. And to me, that is one of the greatest movies. And I like how Alfred Hitchcock managed to get himself in the film on that movie. And I won't spoil it for you because he always did a cameo in his films. And the thing is, where would he show up? And in that movie, it's classic. You know, a lot of the questions I ask are simple. I mean, you know, I'm sitting here looking at it, and a lot of them are easy to get the answers to. There are some you are going to have a hard time, especially like for the younger guys, the older films, the older movies and films. The older guys, probably a lot of the newer stuff, especially if they're not in the Japanese animation, which I can't even keep up with Japanese animation. They make so much. A lot of their shows don't even last that long. They last 6 episodes and they canceled, but then they release them out here on DVD. I like a show that used to be, it was called Zombie High School, or High School of the Dead. That's what it was called. And I like that. And it only lasted like 12 episodes. And I think that was actually a front runner before The Walking Dead. I like that series. But I don't want to ramble. I just want to let you guys know exactly, you know, where it is. So far, I think 40-some people viewed my contest, and not one person has submitted me a response yet. And I'm hoping maybe this weekend, since people have time on the weekend, they'll try. I know it's hard. I also know that the one question, there's 5 girls on it with the good old superhero insignia on the back. You can't read what's on there. I want to know the group name, the superhero group name, which, if you know the logo, it was also Saturday morning cartoon for a while on the WB. And I want you to name me the 5 female superheroes. That's it. If there's any more questions, please feel free to ask me. I think as time goes by, like today, I threw out some hints of a couple of the shows I talked about are actually on the film, but you have to figure out which ones they are. My dad took the test today, and my dad good in all the 50s and 60s ones, and did a few of the 70s, but once it hit the 80s, forget it. He knew some of the movie ones, but that was about it. Yeah, I was actually amazed that he actually remembered what year the Big Monster was actually produced. I was actually shocked because my dad is not a movie buff. When he told me the year it came out, I almost fell over. My buddy Al tried this, and he only got about 70% done. So I understand this is hard, and even, even me, I didn't know them all, okay? But I knew enough where to look for them. Like, especially when I asked who were on the one film, I asked who played them in the live action movie, the four characters. Like I said, I knew who the hero was. I went on IMDb and I got the four characters and boom, wrote down who they were. So there is a way you guys can actually know if you know at least your superheroes and your heroes in your comic book and your comic characters. Because my next test is going to be even harder than this one. Because I actually pulled a lot of punches on this one. So as always, I thank you for viewing and subscribing.